So what's going on in New York? Let's take a look.
Tell me now, who got the energy? It's a party when you in my vicinity. It's a party anytime that we coming now. Anytime we showing up, we about to shut it down. Yeah, this got me feeling amazing. Shooting my shot, never miss. We call it greatness.
There it is, the Mecca, MSG. What's going on tonight? Well, the Cleveland Cavaliers are taking on the New York Knicks in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. I think this is going to be a hotly contested series. The Cavs have played really well in the past 3 of the past 4 games. They've looked amazing. James Harden has had some problems, but he's looked better. As I said before, he's kind of not dancing around as much. He still does it, but especially down the stretch, he's being more decisive. So the Cavs are, I think, the worst opponent for the Knicks, the better opponent for a deeper series than the Pistons. I've said that. I still think the Knicks will get by them. Tonight, I'm not sure, but let's discuss a little bit about some of the stuff that we've heard through the worldwide leader. Malika Andrews interviewed Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns, Cat. Brunson, discussing the Cavs, mentioned the fact that there are a variety of ways they can beat you. He specifically said they can beat you with the 3. We know that Donovan can shoot it. We know that others can shoot it. We know that James Harden's got some 3-point shoot ability. They've got sharpshooters. Even Dean Wade can shoot it. But he also said that Donovan Mitchell and James Harden can create, and they can. They're both great point guards. And this is the first trip to the conference finals in his 9-year career for Donovan Mitchell. He's finally got there. So will he be unlocked? Will he feel free and easy finally getting here, or will he be nervous? But Cat also said, just because the Knicks are standing at the door doesn't mean they're opening the door. They need to do their part. But he said, since the layoff, they've been in the gym and they're hungry for this moment since they lost last year. That's all from an interview on NBA Today with Malika Andrews. Check that out. There's a small snippet of it. I'm sure more of it will be released over the course of this series. Highly recommend it. Always good to hear from the players involved. But yeah, more about the Knicks. Great reporter, I've seen him a bunch on Get Up, I've come to love his work. Vincent Goodwell on ESPN.com said, since Game 4 in Atlanta, Mikal Bridges, he was persona non grata in New York. People hated him for this trade, trading all these picks away to get him. He's looked awful from 3. He's looked awful from the field. His shot is just ridiculous. But since Game 4 in Atlanta, he's been unlocked. Bridges has averaged 15.6 points on 67% shooting from the field and 44% from 3. And even with that, Brunson, numbers haven't taken a hit. He's averaging 27.4 points in these playoffs. Points per game since then, and less than 1 fewer assists. Overall, he's averaging 27.5 points, 6 assists, and 2.5 rebounds per game in these playoffs. So yeah, the Knicks have a variety of ways they can beat you. OG's back, we assume. I haven't read the news, but I'm assuming he's back tonight. All I've heard is he's basically ready to go. He looks good, so we'll see. Hopefully he's back. If you're a Knicks fan, and we'll be hearing from some Knicks fans as the series goes along and try to get some people to talk about it. Busy today, so just want to put out some content and discuss this game, because obviously, the Spurs and the Thunder is the marquee matchup in the NBA. But again, this podcast right now is basically centered in the DMV area, in the New York area. As we go along, we'll get more content. We're trying to cover as many bases as possible. But yeah, we're focusing on New York. I'm a fan of the Knicks. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lose my impartial nature, but I do know I think the Knicks should be able to get past Cleveland in this series. What happens tonight? I don't know. This is tough. The stats say teams that are on a layoff are much better in Game 1 than teams that are coming off of a hard-fought series. But Donovan Mitchell did say he likes the rhythm of playing every 2 days or every couple days, coming back to that with the start of this conference championship in the Eastern Conference. So we'll see what happens. But this should be a fantastic game between the Knicks and the Cavs. We'll have some post-game analysis, maybe some comments from someone else. If not, I'll put out some knowledge that I have about what happened. But yeah, I don't know if the Knicks are going to win tonight. Just as someone on ESPN said, it may have been Stephen A. Smith, I'm not sure, but someone on ESPN said, Game 1 is one where Cleveland may get one, just owing to the dynamics of what's going on. The Knicks feeling a little pressure at home. And we talked about this in the Buffalo Sabres Montreal Canadiens series. It hasn't taken place in these playoffs for the Knicks, but you can feel pressure at home. And as I said, Madison Square Garden, the place to be. And people go crazy there, opponents do. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if Donovan Mitchell can keep this pace he played at during some of the later games in the series against the last opponent, the Detroit Pistons. See, James Harden continues to be decisive. We'll see if the Knicks can keep up this torrid pace they're on, just being crazy, just killing opponents. The Sixers had no chance. A sweep. See if they can keep it up against the Cavs. I don't predict a sweep. Can they stay hungry? As Kat said, they are hungry since last year's disappointment against the Pacers. We shall see. Knicks Cavs. We're right around tip time by the time this comes out. Hopefully you enjoy it. See you later.